The Western Cape is still recovering from storms that left a trail of destruction. Our roads and bridges in some areas collapsed or were washed away following heavy rains and flash floods. What's the focus? Then as the week begins, of course, and mop-up operations are underway as well. eNCA's Kevin Brandt has more for us from Salari's Pass. Thank you, Kevin, for joining us. Of course, we know that mop-up operations are underway in many parts in the Western Cape, but what's the latest you can tell us there in Salari's Pass?
A very good morning to you. Well, word from the Western Cape government is that is exactly what is playing out in all the municipalities and towns here within the province impacted by the rainstorm that we've experienced. Large-scale damage done to towns such as Franschhoek. We were in Port River, we were in Grabouw. We also visited an area just outside of the Dorings on the N1 in the Breede Valley municipality in the region of Worcester, where a lot of interventions there also underway. Back here in the city of Cape Town, I'm now in the community of Salari's Pass, the epicenter of that storm here within the city of Cape Town Metro. The officials are out and about. We've seen last week how the interventions have taken place to house people displaced by the effects of that storm, and that process will definitely play out still in the coming days, in the coming weeks, I would like to think. But here to talk to me more about specifically what is going to play out in the community of Salari's Pass is Mr. Norman McFarlane. He's the ward councillor for this area. Norman, thank you for joining us here on eNCA. Can you just tell us, in terms of interventions from the municipality side, what exactly is currently underway in the community of Salari's Pass to assist those affected by the flooding and the storm?
Certainly. What's happening at the moment is disaster risk management and our line departments are in the process of cleaning up an enormous amount of mud flooded down the side of the mountain and inundated a settlement called eNCA, one of our informal settlements. There was a lot of flood damage from a water perspective and also from mud in various parts of the village. So line departments are presently clearing that up, and that is going to take probably another week or so to get that sorted. But that aside, we were very fortunate to have an intergovernmental site assessment with national, provincial and local government officials from the disaster risk management area and from human settlements. We've waited a week for National Department of Human Settlements to get themselves to the point where they can come and visit us, but thankfully they arrived yesterday. We did an on-site assessment, particularly of the community of eNCA, which is the hardest hit in the entire province, as a matter of fact. It's low-lying, so when the mud came through, it simply filled up the sort of small basin in which eNCA finds itself. And it's inundated all of the homes in there, and there's no possibility that, in my view, that they're going to be able to go back and resettle there. So the next thing that we need to do, as a result of the assessment that took place yesterday, we have a list of names that have been given to us by community leaders. What our informal settlements people will do starting on Monday is they will verify that list, and they will determine exactly who requires relocation. And the next step for the city of Cape Town is to find a suitable land so that we can relocate all of the people that have been so badly affected and who've lost their homes. National Department have stepped up, thankfully, and they've made it very clear that they have rebuilding kits, which typically are difficult to get your hands on, but they are more than happy to make them available so that we can rehouse people as soon as possible.
Norman, thank you very much for that update. There you've heard from Norman McFarlane. He's the ward councillor for this area, talking about specific interventions here for the Salari's Pass community, in particular the eNCA informal settlement, where he explained where severe damage was done as a result of the flooding. Also, provincial government indicated that in the region of about 21,000 people across the province have been impacted by the flooding and the damage as a result of the storm, and about 7,000 structures more or less have been impacted by the adverse weather that we've experienced here. The authorities now, their main focus for the week going forward will be to assess exactly how many of the residents have been impacted, to then decide and map out a way to address their specific needs. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Kevin Brandt, of course, in the Western Cape there for us. Solari's Pass, to be exact, one of those areas, many areas, that's been hit hard by the heavy rains, of course, in the Western Cape that we've seen these past couple of days. But as we can see, the sun is out in most parts of the Western Cape, which is also a good sign that those mop-up operations are underway. So we will definitely be keeping you updated as to those affected and how they will be helped as well. I think that's also very important. Let's go